My name's James.
And I'm Corwin.
And welcome to This Movie's Gay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Corwin, it's episode 99.
99. We're so close to 100.
Oh.
How did we get here?
Doing 98 episodes, you know?
Through the years, journeyed on, saw the gays.
Yep.
Said, wow, that's gay.
Through the years and through the hiatuses, is that how you would say multiple hiatus?
I don't know.
Well, we did
We
it.
can make shit up.
Do you have any recs so far for episode 100?
I don't have a good one. I mean, there are some popular movies that have come out while we were on hiatus that it'd be good to do as, movies, but I don't know if they're level 100, sort of vibes. Like, we haven't done Red, White, and Royal Blue yet, and that one came out a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
And was big. And there's definitely others, but hey, like I said before you hit record, I'm a little high.
Oh, yeah. I'm a tiny bit because I had to do some recording earlier, so then I was like, it's watch-alongs. I need to be a little lubricated for those, or people are just going to get information out of me.
Yeah, lubrication is correct. What about you? Any thoughts for 100 for you?
I say we just say fuck the conceit. Let's do, a straight documentary.
I thought you were going to say Chasing Amy.
Oh, no. Nah. We also, yes, it is a Criterion movie, I believe, and we've been diving in head first to Criterion, but listeners, please, in a YouTube comment, a Spotify comment, or message at Marshland Monster on TikTok, what is your idea for episode 100?
Yes, we need the feedback. You know what, James? Let's just watch the entirety of RuPaul's Drag Race and its other spin-off shows.
Including, RuPaul Venezuela?
Yeah, anything RuPaul related. We'll watch every single thing and then have a 1-hour episode on it.
We have to watch his company instructional videos on what to do if an earthquake starts happening because he's fracking?
Yes, everything, James.
Oh, no. And you want to know what? That's going to be one of my favorite things we've ever watched because I like an in-house instructional video. Corwin, what is are you okay? What's happening outside?
I'm fine. I don't know. It's so loud and it's been going for so long.
I know. Usually it's just like whoosh and it's done. All right, I can edit around that. I don't think I can with this. When you're not talking, it'll be dated out, whatever. But when you talk, it's there.
Oh, I know. It's fine. Listeners, I'm okay.
And people will say,
just loud.
Just noise reduction it. Well, a noise reduction plugin has to be the same consistent noise, but because of the Doppler effect, you don't get that with a siren.
Oh, I love the Doppler effect.
Uh-huh.
Explain it to everyone, James.
So, waveforms go, hey, let's say it's a 2,000 kilohertz. That's about around where I talk. So, not 2,000 hertz, 2 kilohertz. So it goes like wheezy, but as I run forward and the same consistent noise is going, that wave shortens up, so it technically becomes more high-pitched as it's traveling along, and as I pass you, that'll be the highest it goes, but as I'm going away, the wavelengths become longer, and then subsequently sound like, even though it's the same exact tone all the time, sounds like it's in a lower range.
That was amazing. Good job, James.
You're welcome,
He
y'all.
was doing hand motions and everything. I got a full show. No one else did, but he was accurate. He's very accurate.
You want to know who else got a full show?
Point. Querelle?
Oh, yeah, he did. You want to know who's a fully lubricated?
Not Querelle.
Yes, he is. Everyone's spitting on him, you know?
That's not real lube.
But, no, okay, you can use spit, all right?
You need more than that.
You need more spit than that, yes, but that's why you say, like, hey, you spit in my hand as well.
Oh my God, James. Lube it up.
Yes, with spit if that's all you got. If everyone you're around is so afraid of being gay, but obviously is so gay, I guess no one's gonna keep lube around. You gotta use spit.
Yeah, that really was the vibe of the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
That was the entire movie's vibe.
One of my notes was just, be gay, you little idiots. It's obvious.
Every single one of them. They were all like, let me talk erotically. Let me just straight up make out with you.
Yeah.
And pretend like, no, I'm straight.
Oh, yeah.
Wild.
I really, really, really liked it when he gave me anal, but I'm straight.
Several times.
It's just two buddies helping each other out. There's nothing wrong with that.
And the guy who is always playing dice to decide if he gets to give someone anal or not is also so straight. So straight. The outcome of the dice. It's not his fault.
He has an arrangement with his wife so they don't have to be sexually inclusive. No, and not exclusive.
Yeah. And I lost the plot with her. I don't know where I was like, what is happening?
Corwin, I'll be honest. I lost the plot with everyone. I was like, I don't know the motivations of nearly 90% of the cast and characters, but boy, oh boy, this is a 5 out of 5 movie.
It was 5 out of 5 for vibes, but then like 2 out of 5 for story.
Yeah.
What the hell was going on?
Oh my God, Corwin, I had to just keep pausing it because I had to keep taking pictures and then using an auto-translator because there are just like freeze frames of text. And
you should have turned on the closed captioning subtitles.
It did.
Had the text. It had the text for all of them.
Oh, on Tubi it did not.
Oh, I watched it on Max.
I tried, but that night Max wasn't working, so I was like, all right, I'll do Tubi. That makes more sense. So that means I didn't need to send you every single screenshot until I was like, it's too much, it's too many. He'll figure it out if he really wants to.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, mine were all there. You didn't need to send that. I appreciate it. I was watching for a moment where one of those came up that it didn't tell me what it was, and it never happened. So I was like, oh, good.
Well, that's good for you, I suppose. So Nicole gave me her review, and when I said that, I said, okay, but Nicole, you've watched Eating Out with me, and she says, my review still stands. This is the gayest movie I've ever seen.
It is. I would agree with that review. I would say it's the gayest movie anyone's ever seen. Again, plot 2 out of 5. Vibes 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's all they were. Vibes, sweat, topless men.
Oh my God. I also, from the reviews, I thought the police officer was going to have a more prominent role, like we were going to follow him. And then I did wonder, would police officers in our world act differently if they wore these outfits?
Probably. I couldn't imagine they would maintain any semblance of anything.
And I mean, like, body image issues, like, we shouldn't be shaming people, but I feel like the police force would be a lot more fit if they were in these revealing leather outfits.
Just straight up leather vests. And, well, didn't the deputy or whatever, like the other officer, didn't he have like a full thing on? He wasn't showing an inch of skin.
I think those are detectives, not police officers. But is that police officer actually a police officer, or does he just hang around there with a police officer cap on? And hey, if anyone wants a comic book that has a like guy who looks like this, read Martial Law. It's about during Vietnam, the United States created super soldiers, and then after those super soldiers stopped fighting in wars, they all had PTSD, but they had superpowers. So a lot of them just went on rampages, but there was this one dude, martial law, who is able to wrangle them in. He looks like a BDSM man, and it rocks.
That is exactly what this police officer looked like.
Uh-huh.
I love how knowledgeable you are in various things, James.
Like what?
You've hit us so far with a very good explanation for the Doppler effect.
Uh-huh.
And then you also had this whole in-depth comic book recommendation.
Yeah, I could have also just said, like, hey, check out Hellraiser.
Check out Hellraiser, and there you go. Or two.
Uh-huh. And they're kind of police officers, in a sense, with hell and all of that.
Of hell and torturing people, sure.
Uh-huh. Could you be a Cenobite?
No.
Okay.
I don't want that many things piercing my skin.
Well, you don't need that many things. There's that lady who just kind of has her throat, like, the skin peeled apart, and you can look into it.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
Okay. What if I were to be a Cenobite? What would you want to happen to my body?
James, I don't want you to become a Cenobite either.
What if I were a Spawn, from Todd McFarlane's Spawn?
I can't picture a Spawn in my brain right now.
Dang it. Well, guys.
I can look it up. I have my phone in front of me. Hold on.
Well, how about you look up Cenobites and say, you want to know what? James could be really good at this kind of Cenobite.
Spawn from what?
Just do Todd McFarlane. You do not need to do this. We should start talking about the movie.
We did. It's a vibe. And then your Spawn?
There's no plot whatsoever.
Truly. Okay, so the most plot that I picked up is a ship of sailors came into this town and docked for a while.
Oh, yeah, they're docking if you catch my drift.
They're docking away. Everyone's gay. Just everyone is so fucking gay. There's dick motifs everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, even the architecture is gay.
Yeah, there's just giant dicks in the architecture, and then also painted on the window. There's people having sex painted on the window.
My great uncle, he modeled for the penises. That's pretty cool, right?
Oh, no.
Wouldn't that be wild? I say, like, yeah, my uncle was in the films. His penis was modeled for Querelle.
Dicks everywhere. Yeah, literally.
100 dicks. I wonder how many dicks there are, and maybe in the commentary, it's just the set designer is like, yeah, there's a dick, there's a dick, there's a dick. All right,
there's
next scene.
1,056 dicks on this set.
It's like in Kingdom Hearts how you have to find all the Trinity spots and, slam them real quick with Goofy and Donald.
I have not played Kingdom Hearts in a recent enough time to know about the Trinity spots.
Okay.
It's been several years, James.
Well, you should still remember it. It's like a little circle, and it's like Mickey's head in like a triangle shape.
No.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Corey would be so pissed right now.
Well, Corey has probably also played Kingdom Hearts within the last 10 years.
Oh, he mainlines that. Mainline and side games.
Yeah, and I haven't touched one probably since college.
That was like 3 years ago. You're a young man.
That was so long ago, James.
Okay, well, back to the plot. There's dicks everywhere.
There's dicks everywhere. Okay, so sailor boys pull up in the port with dicks everywhere. There is this bar where the owner and his wife, or I guess the owner and her husband, I was really clear on the ownership there, but it seemed like maybe she was the real owner. No is the man.
Mm-hmm.
He's into some shady stuff, but he also has you could sleep with his wife if you win at a game of dice. And if you lose, then he gets to fuck you.
Oh, yeah. In this first interaction, he's just looking at his wife. He rolls the dice, kind of Yahtzee style, slaps them down into this little dice bowl, doesn't look at them, points at them, and says, "Chicago indeed." And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I also was like, Chicago. I don't know. I assumed it was something to do with the game, but I don't know the game enough to know.
Me either. But Corwin, why doesn't the world look like this? Like when my eyeballs are looking and gazing, it doesn't seem to be this toning.
It seems like they filmed it in a theater set, just like the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't a theater set.
Wait.
But, like, that's the vibe it had.
Oh, but it is on a sound stage.
Yeah, it's probably on a sound stage.
Okay. Oh, whew.
For sure. I mean, it's not in a, proscenium arch theater.
I was going to be like, Nicole, find me a passport because we're moving to whatever town this was filmed in.
Gaysville. I don't know.
Homotopolis.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of any other one, any other pun.
I know, I saw it on your face. I was like, what's wrong with James?
No, I'm all out.
That's okay. You know what they were all out of in this gay town? Lube. They just use spit. There's also, so Querelle goes to sell some opium to Nono. And also, he is aware of the whole bar and Nono and everything, I think, because his brother is there.
Yeah.
And his brother isn't sleeping with Nono, but is sleeping with the wife. And yeah, he sells some opium. He randomly kills a man. And then he falls in love with another man that almost killed another man. And then it just kind of ends.
I think he frames that other man, even though he fell in love with him. But that dude was
he 100% framed him.
Yeah.
He framed him, and then the lieutenant that could have sent him away was like, nah, that's an innocent man.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, it's Querelle's brother. He's the one who did it.
Yeah. It was a strange movie, James. I lost the plot halfway through. I was like, what is going on anymore? A lot of random weird fighting and dancing.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. Is that gay sex or how theater kids have sex? Which one is it?
I think it's the theater kids part. I think it's got to be the theater. Because gay sex is usually a lot more steamy, I feel, than what that was. I
only know one, a stagecraft fighter, like swordsmanship. I know one guy who's really good at that, and that's your thespian friend, Jason Narvi. Do you think if two, he teaches, if two kids were like, we're going to reenact one of the little knife scene, the fight scene from Querelle, he'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good choice. Or would he be like, never heard of it?
I think he would say never heard of it.
Okay, dang it.
But it would be very funny if someone chose to reenact one of those scenes. I would like it to be the one where he jumped and caught the other man 3 times. I think it was Jill and Roger.
Something like that.
So, yeah, something like that. Some white name.
It was those two that were like, oh man, your sister's so hot. I wish I could be holding you like I hold her.
Holding her like I'm holding you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was them, and that they were dancing back and forth and taking swings at each other and dodging and then jumping into arms.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was the choreography top notch.
Yeah.
Good job.
Nicole was thinking this was an analogy for men not wanting to show femininity, but also I'm afraid to show you that I'm in love with you because I don't know, maybe you will accost me poorly and then end up beating me because you're I'm not gay, even though clearly you are.
I mean, maybe, James. Maybe.
I meant to, because I was all right, I will watch this movie tonight, and then tomorrow night, I guess I got to watch an analysis of this movie because I'm it has to be saying something. It can't just be this.
I mean, I feel like you're right and that it's saying something. I also didn't watch it with a critical eye to be this is an allegory for whatever. Because I lost the plot. And I just did. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't want to see the goddamn AI overview. It's really hard to just find it real quick.
Which doesn't bode well for it existing.
themes of betrayal, power relationships, rivalry, ritual, and love.
Yeah, I'd say we did see all of those themes. I still don't know if it was saying anything about any of them in particular.
And then...
except that the lieutenant kept saying that Querelle, his whole monologue's about being in love with Querelle and love making you brutal and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot there, but I don't know if I'd take any of that away.
I really liked when he said Querelle is a compendium. I was like, that's a line that could pick someone up.
He's got lines. He's dropping all of the lines.
Yeah.
He does a good job. All the dialogue is also it's good. I think it's just hard to find a cohesive through line and plot to it. But everything else about the movie is gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh God, guys, this movie's a looker, okay?
It's really funny when after he loses on the dice, which Nono said he cheated, but I know he like sort of looked at it. I didn't see him actually turn one of the dice or anything. So I don't know if he cheated.
Well, what if you don't know the game, so maybe Querelle doesn't know the game, so he could just say, like, yeah, that means I get to fuck you, sorry.
Maybe he just gave a lower number than it actually was. Because I think they were just rolling to see who had the higher number.
Yeah.
Because Nono had 29 and Querelle had 25. But anyway, once they got into that sex scene... it was very funny how immediately covered in sweat they were.
Yes,
like,
I wrote that down.
Immediately glistening. Immediately, like, just so covered in sweat.
And it truly is, guys. It is. They are dry. They have, like, makeup on to keep them dry on the face, not oily. Then he bends down, spits in his hand, and says, like, get ready. And then... we hear like and then it like jump cuts to both of them just drenched in sweat.
Yeah. And I like how much they complimented Nono's shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey, that's why you want Nono, his shoulders.
Do you think that guy could carry like me sitting on his shoulder and you sitting on his other?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay.
He was a unit.
We got to go back in time.
Go back in time. Hi, sir. Can you just shoulder each of us? Walk around for a bit? Thank you.
He says, yeah, real quick, got to roll these dice first. Ah, dang it, you beat me.
We win, yay.
And after we're done sitting on your shoulders, we're going to go have sex with your wife. Because we won the game.
Oh, my God.
The captain, one of his lines was, well, talking about the sailors' bodies. The captain goes, I can't imagine these bodies without the thought of murder. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
That when he said that, that's why I was like, about, things that he's saying in the movie that we could take away as part of the meaning or what they're trying to say, is he says shit like that.
Okay, I wish I had wrote down more of what his stuff was because I'd love to kind of make a ranking list of, on a scale of, oh my God, we're jumping in bed to, oh my God, I'm calling the police. How would these pickup lines work on you?
All right, let's pause the recording, go back, watch it again, write all these down, and then jump cut back into the podcast.
Yeah, I can't do that, Corwin. I gotta go to Indianapolis next week.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Or tomorrow, I mean.
Well, I hope you have a very safe trip.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I mean, I think I'm leaving shortly after.
Where are you going?
I'm going to San Diego.
Whoa, for what? Comic-Con?
For work.
Nerd.
Nerd. Yeah.
My example was Comic-Con. You said work, and I called you nerd.
I know. I was aware. That would have been fun to go, though.
What do you do for a living? Can you give me or Nicole a job? Gimme.
I can only give you a job if you're in California.
What? Oh, yeah, we've talked about this. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
All right. I'll set up my IP address in California.
I think the problem is that you have to physically be there. Like, people would be expecting to talk to you in person physically.
So Andy Kindler, a comedian, he didn't want to travel to, I think, Just for Laughs one year because of the pandemic, and he was like scared, as he should have been. It was like 2022 or 23, and they built a actual hologram box for him, and it was nuts and stupid. Well, I could just do that.
That's crazy, James. That's insane.
I'll write it off on my taxes. It got me the job. I literally needed this hologram box in order to get this job.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I'll run it up the chain. We'll see.
All right,
we'll see
good.
what happens.
So we were talking about how when these dudes would go for an embrace and hug, it would always turn like, in quotes, violent, except when it really became violent. But most of the time it's, you know, the Jets and the Sharks, you know, snapping at each other and dancing around, punching each other's sides in a comical way. And I wrote down that's how Corwin and I hug, except it's not balled up fists, it's little tickles.
And then after little tickles, it turns into balled up fists.
Oh, yeah.
I did also write that down of the brotherly punch hug. Like, what the fuck was that?
That's how brothers punch. I mean, that's how brothers hug.
I've never hugged anyone like that in my life.
That might be good. That means there wasn't extreme toxic masculinity around you.
Sure, yeah.
Or just extreme masculinity, like that 90s style extreme masculinity.
The masculinity that can only be expressed through violence with your siblings.
Well, yeah. You're hopped up on Ecto Cooler.
Not a Capri Sun household.
Oh, no. If you can't see inside, we're not buying it. You can't see inside Ecto Cooler either. Well, I only buy Ecto Cooler from the fountain at McDonald's or Burger King. Remember when Ecto Cooler was on tap at McDonald's and Burger King? We used to be a country. Now we're just a cunt tree, you know?
Wow. You're already putting that RuPaul knowledge into work.
Or, a cunty as well.
Oh my goodness. What are we doing for episode 100?
I don't know. God. I'm just trying to think of any gay movie I've seen recently.
I mean, we did literally just watch the gayest movie we've ever seen.
Yeah. No, this would have been a bad 100. We would have been like, we don't know what the fuck's going on in this. It was good. We recommend.
It was good. We recommend. Neither one of us were prepared for an in-depth critique.
Oh, I'm prepared. I have notes.
An in-depth analysis?
Yeah. Which of these sites should I go to? Esquire, Harper's Bazaar, or a Cosmopolitan for the best queer movies?
Let's try Esquire.
Okay, all right. Let's see just the first 3. Do they give us anything good? Love, Simon, we already did that.
We did.
Rocket Man, I'm not doing Rocket Man.
Yeah, I don't care for Rocket Man either.
Ooh, what's Handsome Devil?
I have seen Handsome Devil.
Okay.
It's decent.
We should probably go to number 1. Number 1, Moonlight.
We still need to do Moonlight.
Number 2, All of Us Strangers.
That one is new, I think.
Number 3,
sure.
The Boys in the Band from 1970.
And there was a remake of that one recently, too.
Yeah, or Philadelphia.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, why haven't we done Philadelphia yet?
Yeah, that's a pretty... That's a big one. That's... You know, sometimes maybe we put... No, you want to know what? I'll say this. Dinah Stud needs to shine so Philadelphia can kind of be put away in the corner. It's already gotten its flowers.
Just another gay movie.
Yeah.
Needs its moment in the spotlight.
Yeah, Boys in the Band, you're probably on Criterion. People know about you already.
Enough for it to have a remake.
Yeah. Another gay movie? Yeah, we need that. We don't need to watch Moonlight, I guess.
What was the wolf one? The werewolf one?
There were multiple? Oh no, we've seen multiple vampire ones. I don't remember a werewolf one, dude.
Oh yeah, okay, let's go with the vampire one, the Jesus Christ Vampire Slayer.
Well, no, also the Brood or whatever.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
You know what it would be to have the charisma, the money, and the know-how to be like, yeah, I'm gonna make a movie, and it's really just gonna be like filled with my fetishes, because that's what some of these. It's just like, I want shirtless men. They're ripped and buff, and they're gonna be acting like vampires, and it's like, well, clearly you have a thing.
And then what was that first horror movie we watched?
Hellbent.
Yes, Hellbent. That one also seemed a little like erotic-y.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, the one with the bear in the woods?
Bear in the woods?
It was like the bears all dying in the woods?
Oh boy, I don't remember this one at all.
We had a guest that week. It was one of my friends that was in Macbeth with me.
I'm so sorry. Not the animal bears, but
yeah, the
men.
Actual,
okay.
Men that are bears.
Wasn't that Warren?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I do remember this one. Do not remember the name of it.
Yeah. That was a great.
Well, we got to get back on subject, Corwin. Okay.
Do we?
Yes, I can just bang through these notes and then we're done.
Yeah. Get them.
I can understand why parents in the 80s thought video games were the devil or just bad for kids, because there is a scene where serious conversation is being had and someone is on an arcade cabinet and we hear louder in the mix than anything that video game going. It was maddening.
I knew you were going to have a note about that one. I actually wrote down James is going to hate the sound.
There's so much. There is a motorcycle revving loop that they play quite often, especially during that bar scene where the dude like stabs a dude in the throat with a broken bottle. It's just like yeah. Ring ring ring. It's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I wrote down that you would hate it, the sound. I'm glad I wasn't wrong. Oh, siren again.
Oh yeah, I hear it. No, actually, you want to know? I put that in. It is a constant loop of you just being in a place with a siren. So people remember we're in the city.
We are in the city.
Just like whatever sound engineer had to, because this was on tape. There wasn't digital recording. Someone had to find that noise, play it once to duplicate it, and then play it again to duplicate that, so then you have 4, and then you're able to just like kind of on a tape loop have it going.
They put in the work for that. You should appreciate their sound skills. The arcade cabinet itself killed me, the noises from that, because it was just so loud.
Yeah.
And I could not pay attention to anything else happening.
Yeah. Also, Querelle and his brother are both like, oh yeah, my brother's so hot, you'll like totally get chubbed up, dude.
They... Yes, and the owner's wife, Lisanne, whatever her name was, she was like, oh yeah, so your relationship with your brother, it's gonna be deeper. She was pretty much saying y'all are gonna fuck the whole time. The whole time she kept saying that.
You want to know who else kept saying that? Nicole.
Who?
She's like, they gotta have sex, right? I was like, they're brothers. They're not gonna do that.
This movie could have done anything, James. I didn't know where it was gonna go.
I guess you're right. When the captain is rudderless or the ship is rudderless, you can go anywhere, and that's what this movie was.
Rudderless. That's the big bold quote at the top of your review.
So in this, during that like first sex scene with Nono and Querelle, Nono says, "We won't kiss," and then they go, "Goes without saying." I think that's who this was, and I was like, "That's the same rule me and my ex-wife had." Okay,
that was Nono and Querelle.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh no.
But it's kind of an indirect kiss, which is big in manga. If you spit on that thing and then, put it in.
Okay, sure.
If you hawk to a spit on that thing and put it in, it's kind of like kissing.
It's kind of like kissing. It's kind of like a kiss happened. All the same things are there.
Uh-huh. Also, Querelle, before they had sex, had just balled up fist, kind of like, huh? He's like, I am a virgin. And it's like, okay, dude, you don't need to be that defensive about it.
It wasn't even I am a virgin. It was, I've never slept with a man.
He did like a double Arthur Fist meme while declaring, maybe I don't. I was like, maybe I'll make that meme and say, I am a virgin. This sex scene is real realistic and it's straight up hetero,
With No and Querelle?
Yeah, it's so realistic, it's heterosexual.
Oh. Just being completely drenched in sweat immediately.
Uh-huh.
As soon as it goes in. This
is how straight people have sex, guys.
Got it. Good. Okay. I like the character study.
Sweaty anal only. Because vaginal is for baby making and that's it. I will not desecrate the Bible in doing so without getting pregnant.
Wow, James. Tell him.
What's up?
Your next note.
Okay. So, Nono is talking to Querelle's brother and is like, dude, I totes made it with your brother. And then he says, but you? Nah.
He really did. And he was like, I don't even think you're that unattractive. I just don't want to fuck you.
I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. Yeah, it was it wasn't just the I'm not gonna fuck you part. It was the I'm not interested. Mm-hmm. I'm just not interested. Then why are you telling him?
Yeah, you can keep your mouth shut on that.
You don't have to say anything. I mean, I guess y'all got beef since he's fucking your wife. Yeah. I don't know.
Or it could be like, I need to tell someone about this, and you're always going on about how hot your brother is, so maybe you want to hear this, you creep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
And then he's like, but I don't want you to think that because you might look alike that I also want to have sex with you. I'm just not that into you. However, your brother, electric. There's this scene that in one of the sets, there is a set that it is like there's the ocean on one side, maybe the bar on the other side, and they're kind of in this like valley of an alleyway, but it's like a main road that goes to a bridge on a forever sunset. It looks so beautiful. And there's this funeral procession coming past, but it's not a funeral procession. Actually, Sean Marciniak told me
it was like a crucifixion.
Yeah, it's like a crucifixion staging. I guess this happens. Sean Marciniak said this word, and I'm like, what word are you saying? He's like, oh, like when we kind of do a reenactment of Jesus carrying the cross. And I was like, I have never heard that people do this. And he goes, I did go to Catholic school, so that might be why you don't know about it. But that's happening. And it's cutting off Querelle and his brother on each sides of the street. And as they fully go past, they start doing this it's an improv warm-up of mirroring each other with knives in their hands.
Yeah. I didn't go through Catholic school, but I also am aware of people reenacting the crucifixion.
That's weird.
It is very weird. I will admit that is a weird thing that happens. I think it's usually on it's like Easter, around that.
Okay.
Like Good Friday or whatever. I think it's normally a holiday, not they just do it every Sunday,
Yeah. That would be me, I wish I knew what characters died in the Wheel of Time, but I'd be like, yeah, the only thing I reenact is that very brutal death. Or me hey, I love The Walking Dead. Let's reenact the Negan scene.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know who died in Wheel of Time? You've seen all of it.
In the books, I don't know. I was going to try and pull the books because that's a long story, kind of like the Bible.
Got it. Okay. We don't have any Bible movies, notoriously. Not a single one.
Well, that's the thing. Passion of the Christ is just doing that. I know there's Temptation of the Christ. There are some movies that go into his other life stories, but people really are just focused on that crucifixion.
Yeah, that was the part they want to see.
Also, like, what could he have done? Okay? Oh, he's so brave going into the crucifixion with his head held high. Yeah, man, that's because the entire state was like, we're going to execute you and there's nothing you can do about it.
James, we don't have to talk about the Passion of the Christ on this gay podcast about the gayest movie and the most sexual movie we've ever seen.
Yeah, I think Eating Out's still more sexual.
Or that one French horror movie was also a bit more sexual, too.
I had a family member was asking for French films and queer films, and I was like, oh yeah, check out Knife Heart. And then they were like, I couldn't finish it. It was too much. I was like, oh, I guess I don't remember the movie that much. I remember it getting weird at the end, but they didn't make it to the end.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit of a weird movie.
It rocks, though.
It was of the level of erotic that this one is, if not more.
Corwin, also, I think on our 100th episode, like we did on our 50th, we're going to have to rank the last 50 episodes, like the movies.
What if we have to rank the last 100?
I can't do that, man. I know it would be at the bottom. It would be Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, that one would be your lowest.
Yeah.
You hated it. I didn't care for it either, so it'd probably be there for me as well.
And then at the top, I don't know. Whatever Eating Out the main lady squirted on that window. That one.
Was that the first one? I think that was the first one.
No. That's either the second or third.
Then I would say the second one.
Okay, I gotta rewatch that one because that's like equality right there. That is feminism of saying like, yeah, dudes have been coming on windows nonstop in movies as a gag. Well, this is even gaggier in all senses of the word. This woman squirting on a window.
It was the second one.
Okay, hell yeah. Know what I'm falling asleep to tonight. So, I don't remember who this guy's talking to. It's probably Querelle, and they're talking about having sex, and one of the guys is like, dude, you gotta dish on that anal sex, what it feel like. And it's just like two nerds.
It was the cop.
Oh, it was the cop.
Yeah.
And then he gives them the most awkward and uncomfortablest hand job ever.
But he also turns around. So I was like, he turns around and then it just like scene cut?
Maybe.
Because I remember that happening and I was like, did they just fuck?
Wait, let's just say every character we saw who wasn't related to each other, they had sex.
Yeah, I think they straight up had sex. It wasn't just the dry hand job. There was spit. There was a spit moment.
Uh-huh. And if you're spitting on your hand, like, unless you're about to go up to bat at a baseball game, there's no reason. Besides having sex.
Yeah, those two times. And, but what about pinky swears or whatever? Don't they? Oh. Not pinky swears, but the deals?
Some deals are, but I guess that's spitting into your hand and the other. Yeah. So there's 3 reasons you're allowed to spit in your hand.
If you're making a deal, if you're swinging a baseball bat, or if you're fucking.
Making a deal, making them squeal, or making that baseball peel.
Okay, I could see what you're working with. I like that. I feel like I want the sex one to be last, though, is the only thing. You don't have to come up with it. It's okay.
Whether in your boardroom making deals, on the diamond making baseballs peel, or in the bedroom making them squeal. That's why you spit in your hand.
There you go. Good job, James. You come up with those slogans.
Thank you. There's someone in this movie, I forgot who it was, but they're talking about like eating through your asshole. And I was like, that is something I would say. Why are you saying this, movie? It's stupid.
And you know what? That's probably about where I lost the plot. That's probably where I suddenly didn't remember what was happening.
Uh-huh. And what could also be contributing to that is there are a lot of wow, that's the take they chose? Because there's sometimes when people just flub their lines, but like it's shot so beautifully that it doesn't feel wrong. It just feels maybe on purpose.
Yeah, I feel like that's something. I feel like it was maybe a theme of the movies of the time. Because I feel like if you watch things like, what was that? Willem Dafoe and
Robert Pattinson?
No, good line though. It's Emma Stone. Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe.
Oh, Precious. No.
Yeah, whatever the hell that is. It's a weird movie. I didn't care for it, but they have the same sort of. I feel like they have the same sort of speaking style sometimes.
Poor Things.
Yes, that one. Because I feel like that movie was also filmed as like a throwback.
Yeah. It's a movie that I've seen trailers for, and I've seen the Mr. Skins page for it, so I do want to watch it. It sucks that I'm not lying about any of that.
What is Mr. Skins?
Mr. Skins, have you seen Knocked Up?
No.
Okay, never mind. No one needs to know about Knocked Up. It's just a page that you search the actor and then you find that actor's page and it just shows all the scenes that they've been nude in.
Okay. Interesting.
So guys, go to the goddamn Poor Things, Mr. Skins.
I don't think you need to. I think you just don't need to watch it. It's fine.
Especially if you're into those long-haired Aiel women, if you catch my drift.
Not the Aiel women. What are we gonna do with No More Wheel of Time?
Do you mean for the podcast of Sweet Child of Time?
Yeah.
We're doing Highlander, not all the episodes because that would be stupid. It's the Highlander, the series. We're doing Steve found a 30 pivotal episodes of not the Wheel of Time, the Highlander, the series show. Mm-hmm. So we're going to discuss those.
Amazing. But also just us in general without Wheel of Time.
It sucks.
What are we?
It sucks because we didn't get a finite ending to really anything besides Loyal's story.
Sure, yeah.
It was hot people kissing each other. Why doesn't America want that?
Hot people kissing and lesbians.
I know. And bisexuals.
And gays.
All of it.
They had everybody.
And just tall ladies, short ladies.
A lot of strong ladies.
Oh my goodness. Former Power Rangers, they had it all.
They had it all. What are some more notes that you've got for this movie, though?
Gil's a nerd ass, didn't like him. Oh, when Gil...
Yeah, I wrote Gil and Roger fight, which was the thing that we talked about in depth of the bouncing back and forth kind of thing. All right, continue. Sorry.
When Querelle post Gil killing that dude, he's like, hey, I know how we can get you out of this. There's money in XYZ location all the time, but let me dress you up. And as he's dressing him up, I'm like, wow, he's making him look like his brother. And then he goes, now let me give you a mustache. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he's just trying to make him his brother. That's really weird. But then it's like, oh, he's trying to frame his brother.
Yeah.
Bed frame his ass, that's what I mean.
Because they weirdly wanted to have sex with each other or something.
Yeah. I forgot who said it, but they said you have a solid, heavy, strong prick. Oh, that's the lady.
It was the lady, yeah. About Querelle, which that also, I was like, wait, why are they sleeping together? What?
Because he won the dice game.
I thought he would lose on purpose.
Nah, he likes playing all the fields.
He said, you're a great no-no, but now I need to have someone compliment my penis. Because that really was all he wanted. He was like, yeah, thanks for saying that. And then she's like, what about me? And he's like, what about you? I don't care about you. I don't give a shit about you.
He's like, that's why I had the mirror set up right next to me so I could watch something hot, man.
Direct quote.
Have you ever had anyone do that of like, hey, yeah, I like looking at myself? Also, that's too personal. You don't need to answer that.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, but were they doing it in secret? They had a hand mirror?
Hold on, let me get my supplies for sex. I got condoms, lube, hand mirror, what? What up, poppers?
Oh, what if a guy's like, oh, hey, I need you to be like right here. And that's because, see that, like, and points, and he's like, okay, so that mirror goes to that mirror, to that mirror, to that mirror, to that mirror, and then both of you look at, like, two separate mirrors, and you see each other's face, and he's like, I just want to see your face at all times.
I thought you were gonna say that it goes to a mirror that, like, makes it look like it's him having sex with himself.
Oh, that would be fun. Or it goes to a funhouse mirror and it's like, we're all wonky now. All right. Those are all three of the bits that you could end up using. Guys, make a TikTok about it.
We love those bits.
So Querelle gets really drunk and then goes downstairs and is like, give me a double scotch. And it's like, don't give someone that drunk another double.
But No said, I'm not saying no to this.
Damn. And then some tarot cards say that Querelle doesn't actually have a brother?
No, that Robert doesn't have a brother.
Wait,
who's Querelle?
Okay, but does that mean Querelle never existed, or they're just not brothers?
See, I feel like it was... what I took from that, because I was confused, and... yeah, a little high when I was watching this. Which is why I'm in the state again, so I'm reconnecting to my times. My take from that is that she was just kind of in denial that he rejected her, and was like, I read the tarot wrong. You don't have a brother. To say, oh, he's not here. He doesn't exist. But he really exists, but it's just her living in denial. And then the same with the other three there, of being like, yeah, fuck that guy. That guy doesn't exist.
Okay. That's
what I took from it.
Yeah, again, guys.
I could be wrong.
2 out of 5 for story, 5 out of 5 for vibes. Well, I hope people do get across, like, I really liked this movie. The story is nonsense. And then, so, like, on a screen that shows you text to kind of like get like maybe give you more information that can't be done through the script or whatever through the like actual scenes, it's maybe like, I don't know, a few sentences tops. There are some that are like paragraphs. It felt very Neon Genesis Evangelion, like that type of shit.
They were very long.
And
the closed captioning on Max at least read out the whole bit.
And I was having to take photos and go to another app to translate it.
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. Thank you for putting in the work. I didn't need it. I figured it out, but your efforts don't go unnoticed.
Thank you. But I think that's it. That's the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie. That's all I got as well. I don't think I have anything else except, Gil murdered the boat dude, Leo. But also didn't really murder him, tried to murder him.
Yeah, but
like he lived.
But totally murdered the dude with the stabbing in the neck.
Yeah, that was Querelle, right?
No, there was a guy who you remember he smashed a bottle outside of that bar.
Yeah, the bar.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually died because they kept saying they didn't say murdered; they said assaulted or something.
Okay. Who knows?
That's also what I got from it. So yeah, who knows? Who knows?
All we know is he's on the run now.
And all we know is 5 out of 5 on vibes.
Oh, yeah. But guys, let us know not just like what you think is like the pinnacle of queer cinema. Let us know for like a celebration, a fun movie that you're like, this is a glitter bomb going off. Maybe not a glitter bomb, a confetti bomb going off of a movie.
Yes, we want to hear it. And then we might do it for episode 100.
Please.
Or shortly after.
Yeah. Well, Corwin, you got anything to plug?
Just the normal. I haven't streamed in a while, but I do technically still stream on twitch.tv/corewinning. It's also the same corewinning for Instagram and all of those things. So follow me. Have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
Hey, guys, if you're in... What? How would you say that? Hey, guys, if you are in need of a podcast editor, hit me up. I charge $16 an hour. I need one or two, and then I'm like, okay, you want to know what? That's good. That's money, especially if you're a weekly podcast. All of a sudden, I'm a king's wage of a man. Oh, baby. So hit me up. It's $16 an hour if you are in need of an editor. No video, audio only. And I do work pretty efficiently. So when you send me something, usually it's a less than a 3-day turnaround. You better believe it. So please do that. Hey, head over to mlmpod.com to find links for the newest show because, guys, Mostly Speaking Sentai has finished. The last episode was released. However, the new series from Nicole and I, available wherever podcasts are found, Magical Meatball Girls. It's Nicole and I getting rip-roaring high, watching Magical Girl anime from the 90s. We're starting out with Sailor Moon. I'm so excited for it. We did some pilot episodes of it over on the Patreon. I have released one of those into the free feed of Magical Meatball Girls. It's available wherever you're listening to this. It's probably there now too. So Magical Meatball Girls. And, hey, listen to my music under Marshland Monster. That's 3 words. And head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. My guess is this Friday is either This Existed or Engaged with Nicolas Cage. I don't know yet. But $10 patrons get all of that weekly stuff, plus monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon. This last month, PJ from The Rewind, he came over and we watched Cheetah Girls. I had never seen it. He has seen it maybe 100+ times. So it was a really fun time.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it was great. 2 thumbs up. We'll probably be watching number 2 and doing a watch along in number 3 because he's very apprehensive of ever touching his eyes on that movie. But $10 patrons also get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. Let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF, and now former roommate Shane, from twitch.tv/Corwinning, it's Corwin, from the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2Shelby2, and from Speed Radio, a podcast and all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Tay, aka Zinny D, and I've been James.
I've been Corwin.
And we've been This Movie's Gay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah.